Have you ever stood in front of your closet and felt like nothing truly fits? Not just your body, but your life. This video isn't about chasing trends or dressing younger. It's about honoring the woman you've become, the softness, the wisdom, the quiet power that doesn't need to prove itself anymore. Fashion should never make you feel like you're trying too hard. It should feel like coming home to yourself. Today, we'll walk through 5 dresses that don't just flatter the body, they elevate your presence. These aren't loud, trendy pieces. They're timeless, elegant companions that move with you, love your shape, and remind you that you're not invisible. You're radiant in a way that only life experience can make possible. So if you've ever stood in front of the mirror and felt like your clothes were either too stiff or too young, you're not alone. But there's good news: style doesn't fade with age. It deepens, and when you find the right dress, something shifts. You stop hiding and start showing up again for yourself. Let this be a quiet moment just for you. A moment to breathe, to reflect, and maybe even rediscover the kind of beauty that doesn't need approval. It only needs to feel right. And if any part of this speaks to you, feel free to subscribe or leave a gentle like. This is a space for women who know who they are and who are still unfolding every day. Let's begin with a whisper of grace. 1. The Aline Midi dress, where East meets elegance. Some dresses don't announce themselves. They enter quietly and change everything. The Aline Midi dress isn't here to make a statement. It's here to make you feel like yourself again. It begins softly at the shoulders, around the neckline, then glides with kindness over the bust, easing gently around the waist, and finally flaring with grace just below the hips. Not to hide, not to shrink, but to offer freedom. Because at this stage of life, the most flattering thing a dress can do is let you breathe. This isn't about covering up. It's about unfolding. After 60, your body may change, but that doesn't mean your style disappears. It just asks to be dressed differently, with more softness, more intention. The A-line understands that. It doesn't cling where you don't want it to. It doesn't squeeze or shape or demand. Instead, it allows you to move, to bend over the garden without thinking, to walk through a doorway with a lightness you didn't know you missed. And isn't that what beauty feels like now? Less about turning heads and more about walking with ease. There's something quietly powerful about a dress that doesn't beg for attention, but somehow holds it anyway. The right fabric makes all the difference. Choose something with gentle flow, light cotton, soft jersey, breathable viscose. These fabrics don't just rest on the body, they move with it, echoing your own rhythm. And color? Oh, color is everything. A dusty rose catches the warmth of your skin. A navy draws out your calm. A soft olive creates balance, grounding you with elegance. You may be wondering, can something so simple really transform the way I feel? The answer is yes, but not in the way you expect. It won't give you the thrill of a brand new trend. It gives you something better, a return to grace. To wake up and put on something that works without struggle. That feels good on your skin and even better in your reflection. Imagine a quiet morning. You slip on your A-line midi. You don't adjust them. You don't think about your arms or your waist. You walk to the kitchen. Pour your tea. The dress follows your movement like a gentle echo. And in that stillness, there's a moment you feel like you again. This is not about dressing young. It's about dressing truly. Dressing in a way that meets you where you are. That says, I see you. You're still beautiful. You're still becoming. And perhaps that's what makes the A-line midi dress so transformative. Not the cut, not even the color, but the feeling it leaves behind. That soft sway in your step, that lifted shoulder, that quiet confidence that says without a word, I'm still here. And I like who I've become. We're only just getting started. The next dress is just as timeless, but carries a touch more structure for the days when you want to feel a little more defined, without ever feeling restricted. Let's take a look. 2. The shirt dress, tailored for the woman you've become. There's something comforting about structure, especially when it feels like softness in disguise. That's exactly what the shirt dress offers. It brings just enough shape to remind you of your strength, but wraps it in ease. With its clean button-down front, smart collar, and often a gentle tie at the waist, it's not trying to sculpt you, it's trying to support you. And after 60, that kind of clothing becomes less of a fashion choice and more of a quiet revolution. Because let's be honest, how many times have you stood in front of your mirror tugging at something too tight or sighing at something too shapeless? How often have you felt like your body had to shrink or shift just to fit in? The shirt dress says not anymore. This dress doesn't expect you to change. It meets you where you are. It skims the body instead of hugging it. It defines your outline not by force but by grace. You can wear it loose and flowing when you crave freedom, or gently cinch the waist when you want a little shape. Either way, it honors the you that exists now, not the one from 20 years ago. And maybe that's the power of it. It doesn't pretend to be fancy, but it always looks refined. A white cotton poplin shirt dress can feel fresh and elevated in spring. A 10-cell blend offers quiet luxury. In cooler months, a denim or corduroy version brings warmth without weight. This isn't a seasonal trend, it's a year-round companion. Picture this, it's a Sunday morning. You're meeting a friend for coffee. You button up your shirt dress, slip on your loafers, maybe a soft scarf at the neck. You walk out the door, not because you're trying to impress, but because you feel like yourself. Like someone who is still curious, still open, still full of light. Or maybe it's one of those afternoons when you want something easy, but still presentable. You unbutton the top 2 buttons, roll up the sleeves, and let the dress breathe with you. It's effortless. And isn't that what you've earned? There's no pretending here. No squeezing into something meant for someone else. Just you, wrapped in something that understands balance, between structure and softness, between elegance and comfort, between who you were and who you are still becoming. And when you catch a glimpse of yourself, maybe in a shop window or a passing mirror, don't be surprised if you pause. Because the shirt dress doesn't just polish your outside. It awakens something inside. Something that says, yes, I still have stories to tell. And this dress? It's the one you wear while telling them. We're not finished yet. Coming up is a dress that doesn't just flatter your shape, it listens to it. It moves with your rhythm and reminds you of something you may have forgotten, that beauty begins the moment you feel at ease. And once you slip it on, you might never want to take it off. Let's keep going. 3. The wrap dress, where shape meets spirit. Some dresses flatter your figure. Others lift your spirit. The wrap dress does both. It begins with a quiet gesture, just a tie at the waist. But something shifts at that moment. Because this isn't just about putting on a dress. It's about reconnecting with a version of yourself you may not have seen in a while. The one who walks with quiet confidence. The one who still wants to feel beautiful, but on her own terms. The wrap dress doesn't force or flatten. It doesn't ask you to squeeze into anything. Instead, it molds gently around your body like it already knows you. As you fasten the knot, it draws in just enough to create shape not from pressure, but from presence. It highlights your natural curves without clinging. It respects your bust, it honors your waistline, and then it lets go, letting the fabric fall freely over the hips, like a sigh of relief. And that V neckline, it's not just flattering, it's thoughtful. It elongates the neck, lifts the chin, and brings gentle attention back to your face, which carries more stories than any outfit ever could. This is where your beauty lives now, not in perfection, but in presence. If showing your arms has ever made you hesitate, this dress hears that too. Many wrap styles come with 3/4 sleeves, flutter sleeves, or soft drapes that offer coverage without adding weight. It's clothing that's kind, not corrective. In soft jersey, rayon blends, or light crepe, the wrap dress moves like memory gentle, flowing, and familiar. It sways with every step, never stiff, never stuck. And in colors like deep plum, soft black, or forest green, it doesn't scream for attention. It invites it calmly, confidently. Maybe you wear it to run errands, or to meet someone for dinner. Or maybe you just wear it at home, barefoot, with a cup of tea. Because this dress doesn't need an occasion. It creates one. An excuse to remember that you don't need permission to feel lovely. You never did. And yet there's a moment, a quiet moment when the dress is on, the knot is tied, and you catch your reflection. And something in you whispers, there you are. Not the woman you used to be, or the one you thought you had to be. Just you right now. Whole, strong, beautiful in a way that only time could make possible. But here's the question no one dares to ask. When was the last time you wore something that loved you back? Because that's the secret of the wrap dress. It doesn't just flatter. It affirms. It doesn't just style your body, it sees your soul. And it reminds you that even in a world obsessed with youth, there is something magnetic about a woman who knows herself, dresses with intention, and walks like she remembers her worth. The next dress may surprise you. It's the simplest of them all. But don't be fooled. Within its clean lines lies a quiet kind of freedom. And for many women, it becomes the most worn, most trusted piece in their wardrobe. Stay with me. It gets better from here. 4. The sleeveless shift dress. When less feels like more. There are days when simplicity isn't just welcome, it's necessary. Not every morning feels like a fashion moment. Sometimes you just want to reach for something that feels like ease, no tugging, no adjusting, no asking your reflection for permission. That's when the sleeveless shift dress becomes more than an option. It becomes a quiet kind of answer. It doesn't rely on shape. It creates space. With no buttons, no waistbands, no zippers, it slides over the body in a clean, uninterrupted line. From shoulder to hem, it moves like a gentle exhale. There's no urgency, no performance, just softness, just freedom. For women over 60, this ease matters. Because life has already asked you to bend and stretch in 100 ways, your clothes shouldn't be another demand. The shift dress listens. It doesn't press against your waist. It doesn't cling to your hips. It simply lets you be. And isn't that what most of us crave now? To wear something that respects our body's rhythm without trying to fix or reshape it. But here's the beauty. While the shift dress may seem minimal, it transforms with the smallest touches. Add a light cardigan and flats for a casual brunch. Layer it with a denim jacket and scarf for a walk in the park. Or throw on a long-line kimono and earrings for dinner. It's not the dress that changes, it's you in it. And if you're worried about showing your arms, know this. The shift dress was made to be layered. It invites creativity without pressure. Soft linen blazers, open knits, flowy dusters, they don't cover you. They complete you. They let the base stay simple while the styling becomes yours. In linen blends, modal, or breathable cotton, the shift dress feels like air. In colors like warm blush, classic navy, or a delicate watercolor print, it radiates without needing to shine. This isn't a dress that tries. It just is. And sometimes that's the boldest statement a woman can make, that she doesn't need embellishment to be noticed. That she doesn't need to shrink or sparkle to be seen. Because true elegance isn't loud, it's felt. There's a kind of confidence that grows with age, not the kind that's sharp and bright, but the kind that's rooted and still. The sleeveless shift dress reflects that. It's calm, it's grounded, it's reliable. And on the days when you feel like everything is a bit too much, it quietly says, let's keep it simple. And maybe that's what you need most. Not more choices, not more layers of expectation. Just something that makes you feel whole the moment you put it on. The next dress holds a different kind of promise. One that wraps around you with warmth and stretch, offering comfort that feels almost emotional. It's not just for cold days, it's for the moments when you need to feel held. Stay close, we're not done yet. 5. The knit dress, wrapped in softness, rooted in strength. Some dresses fit your body. A knit dress fits your life. It's the one you reach for on the days when you don't want to try, but still want to feel beautiful. Not polished, not perfect, just at peace. There's something about a knit dress that makes you exhale the moment it slips over your shoulders. No zippers, no tucks, no tight seams, just ease. Gentle, steady, forgiving ease. For women over 60, that ease isn't a luxury, it's a kind of healing. After decades of being pulled in every direction, of adjusting to everyone else's needs, a dress that adjusts to you is more than fashion. It's self-respect. It says, today I choose comfort not to hide, but to honor myself. And that's the quiet magic of the knit dress. It holds you without gripping. It stretches with your breath, flows with your body, moves with your day. You don't wear it to be seen, but somehow it makes you visible in the most honest way. The best ones are made from medium-weight knits that give structure without stiffness. Ribbed blends, cotton modal mixes, soft sweater fabrics that keep their shape while giving you yours. The ideal knit doesn't cling. It follows. It listens. It knows where to give space and where to gently support. Like a good friend who always knows when to speak and when just to sit beside you. Midi length is your sweet spot. It offers coverage, warmth, and a graceful line that elongates the body, even in flats. And sleeves, long sleeves for winter's embrace. Elbow length or dolman for in-between days. Each brings a quiet elegance, never heavy, never bulky. Color plays a different role here. You're not looking to impress, you're looking to soothe. Think warm camel, deep berry, soft charcoal, heathered gray. These are shades that rest on the eye and soften the moment. Add a scarf in a delicate pattern or a single pendant that catches the light. Not because you need the extra detail, but because it reflects your mood, calm, collected, complete. Picture this, it's late afternoon. The air is cool. You're home, the light is soft, a mug of tea in your hands. You're wrapped in a knit dress that holds your body like a memory familiar, lived in, cherished. You're not dressed up, but you feel put together. And that feeling? That's not something you bought. That's something you reclaimed. And maybe the knit dress isn't flashy. Maybe no one comments on it when you walk into a room. But somehow, you carry yourself differently. Your posture relaxes. Your voice softens. Your steps slow, but with intention. Because this dress didn't ask you to be anything. It simply let you be. And here's a truth that might surprise you. The older we get, the more we crave that kind of gentleness. Not because we're fragile, but because we've earned it. Because strength isn't always hard lines and sharp tailoring. Sometimes it's the softness we finally allow ourselves. The comfort we no longer feel guilty for choosing. The knit dress doesn't try to make you look younger. It reminds you that you never stopped being beautiful. It's not the kind of dress that demands attention, but it often gets it. Because real confidence doesn't arrive with noise. It walks in quietly and knows it belongs. And when you see yourself in the mirror, just for a second, don't be surprised if you pause. If you smile. If you whisper, this feels like me. We've come to the end of our dress journey. But before we close, let's pull everything together because these 5 dresses are more than fabric and seams. They're reminders of ease, of grace, of all the ways you're still unfolding. Stay with me. The final truth may be the one you needed all along. So maybe it was never really about the dress. Maybe it was about finding your way back to yourself through fabric that moves with you, through silhouettes that feel like freedom, through choices made not to impress the world, but to honor the woman you've become. Each of these 5 dresses offers more than style. They offer space. They offer softness. They offer the quiet permission to take up room again, not just in your closet, but in your life. Because after 60, you're not shrinking. You're still blooming. And getting dressed should reflect that, not in a loud or flashy way, but in a way that feels grounded, intentional, true. The right dress won't change who you are, but it can remind you that you're still here, still vibrant, still worthy of looking in the mirror and liking what you see, not in spite of the years, but because of them. If even one of these styles made you pause, made you feel seen, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment. Be part of this community of women who are rewriting what elegance really means. And if this moment meant something to you, consider subscribing. We're just getting started. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and never stop becoming.